Greetings, this is the latest from Mckoy's news center. A police constable was shot and wounded while conducting a traffic stop in Hanover. In Hanover, Jamaica, a police constable sustained a gunshot wound while conducting routine traffic duty on the Cousins Cove main road on Wednesday afternoon. Officials have reported that the injuries to the constable are not believed to be life-threatening, and he is currently receiving appropriate medical treatment. According to reports, two constables signaled a motorcyclist and a passenger to stop. Initially, the individuals appeared to comply, but as they decelerated, the passenger on the motorcycle allegedly opened fire on one of the officers. Fortunately, the other officer was unharmed during the shooting. The High Command of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has strongly denounced this act of violence against law enforcement. They emphasize that such incidents not only jeopardize the lives of the officers involved but also pose a threat to the very fabric of society and the safety of its citizens. The JCF is actively investigating this incident. They are urging anyone with information about the matter to come forward and assist the police in their investigations. You can do so by contacting Police Emergency at 119, Crime Stop at 311, or the NIB tip line at 811. A witness documented more than 120 phone conversations involving Beachy Stout. Denvelin Minot, who claims he was promised $3 million for murdering a businessman's wife, disclosed in court that he began secretly recording approximately 120 telephone conversations between himself and the accused, Everton, Beachy Stout, McDonald, following the murder of Tonia McDonald in 2020. Beachy Stout had been charged with her killing. Minot explained to the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston that, after numerous failed attempts to collect the promised $3 million, he activated call recording by adjusting the phone's settings. He emphasized, "I did not receive the $3 million payment. I didn't receive any money at all." Minot, the second witness in the trial of Beachy Stout and his co-accused Oscar Barnes, expressed his disappointment and mentioned that Beachy Stout had convinced him to commit the murder, despite his initial reluctance. Tonia McDonald, Beachy Stout's wife, was tragically murdered on July 20, 2020, in Sherwood Forest, Portland. Her body and car were found burned, with evidence of multiple stab wounds and a slashed throat. Minot alleged that Beachy Stout had offered him the $3 million to carry out the crime, accusing Tonia of infidelity with a policeman and other men. In a shocking revelation, Minot also claimed to have had an intimate relationship with Tonia McDonald. He explained, "The relationship was intimate. She used to give him trouble with me. I was part of her life, in a relationship and having a sexual relationship with her. It ended because she is now deceased." Apart from suspecting his wife of infidelity, Beachy Stout accused Tonia of stealing over $30 million from him. Minot, without receiving an initial payment, enlisted Barnes to carry out the murder since he lacked the expertise required to carry out the alleged wishes of Beachy Stout. Minot initially pleaded guilty to being the mastermind behind the murder and was sentenced to more than 19 years in prison. He later agreed to become a Crown witness, offering testimony against Beachy Stout and Barnes. Minot claimed that after Barnes had completed the murder, Barnes began pressuring him for the promised payment. He recounted, "After the killing, I saw Mr. Barnes again in the last week of July. I left my house with my wife and one of my sons on a Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, and I asked a taxi driver to take my wife to Kingston for work. I reached Anado Bay and tried to meet with Mr. Barnes, but he wasn't there beside the Chinese supermarket." Minot further detailed his interactions with Barnes, explaining how Barnes sought the money and how they arranged to meet in town. However, the payment never materialized, and their contact ceased. Minot also revealed that he stored phone conversations between himself and Beachy Stout under the name Vibes Cartel, in case someone discovered the phone and memory card. He believed that anyone finding it would assume it contained music files. Minot handed the phone over to the police during their search of his house, which led to his arrest in August 2020. According to Minot, he handed the phone over to the police when they came and searched his house, then arrested him in August 2020. "At 5 o'clock the Monday morning, I was inside my house with one of my sons when I heard someone playing with the door lock. I got up and went to the window, drew the curtain and peep outside, but I didn't see anything. I went to my room and then I heard the front door playing with again. I go in my son room to look and he was still in his bed. I came back in my room and took up the machete and went to the door and asked who dat. The person said police. Bubla opened the door. I asked them to come to the window so I can prove that it was police. 2 of them came to the window with an envelope that stated search warrant. I opened the door and the police came in and took up a bag with some receipt. They took my ID and $650 000 in bogus money. The police handcuffed me, locked up the house and took me and my son to Kingston. Subscribe to Mckoy's News for breaking news and updates.